Shut up and sit down.
Hello and welcome to this first test of a Blackdog YouTube page review. Hello, I'm Lee Metcalf, nice to meet you, and I do the Blackdog podcast, which is on this channel, which you are probably looking at. With 2016 out the way and 2017 now here, I thought I'd give it a go, but also, just coming out in the cinema is Assassin's Creed. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, so I thought, well, what can I do? Well, I have missed a few films in 2016, and one of which is a video game movie, and it is Doug Jones's Warcraft. Now, Warcraft, for those of you who don't know, is a massive spanning franchise of a sort of Tolkien-esque kind of fantasy with elves and dwarves and humans and orcs and all the usual stuff. Now, in the world of Warcraft, there's the land of Azeroth, which is basically run by the humans and the elves and the dwarves. And along comes these orcs, and the orcs have destroyed their world. They've come from another dimension, and some of them are infected with an evil magic called Fel. Now, that's the basis of the game, and that is the basis of the film. Essentially, that's it. What happens is you get a whole storyline of, chieftains on both sides, who want peace, and they don't really want war. They want to bring people together, so there's a sort of peaceful, can we trust the other side? Can the humans, led by Dominic Cooper as the king, trust the orcs? And then on the orcs side, we've got a very kind of Klingon-esque kind of thing going on. Everyone's honor, and we are, we're honorable, and we will do things for honor, and we will fight for honor. Honor. Suddenly, it's like, well, if everyone just sat around the table and had peace, had a little dialogue, then there wouldn't be much of a film, would there? And you know what? It probably would have been interesting if they did do that. But of course, it's a video game movie, and it's a Tolkien-esque video game movie. And on top of that, we have armies we see very early on, and magicians and warriors and everything. So, of course, what are we going to get? We're going to get 2 hours of those two armies smashing into each other for 2 hours. The plot that's about it, really. It's essentially the whole film is there to set up the world. It seems like they had a really good idea of what we're going to do is we're going to set up this world, and then we'll make franchises that spin off of this, and we'll make universes, because universes are a big deal now. Your Marvel universe, your DC universe, and coming up soon is the Universal Monsters universe over there. And the idea of creating a universe of films that you can spin off obviously sounds great. And with Warcraft, you've got hundreds of bits of plot being dropped into the film, with lots of characters really not having much of a character. They just kind of turn up and go, "Hi-ho, I am Lord Blackhand, and I stand here before you because I'm honourable, and I will not do the Fel." And then someone else will come along and go, "Hello, I'm a half-breed human orc female, and I fight for honour, but I want to be a human, but I've been treated so badly by the orcs that I don't know where I stand. Which side am I on?" And then, but they literally talk like that. They talk like video game clips. You kind of feel like somewhere along the line they're not filming this. Literally, Duncan Jones, who has directed some great films, by the way. I love Moon and I love Source Code, but this, he feels like he's coming along and he's literally playing Warcraft, and we're watching it. Because suddenly the characters will just suddenly turn on a dime from one scene to the other. You've got Ben Foster as this super duper whizzy bang magician who can pretty much end the war in a space of a few seconds, and yet something's not quite right with him. So if something's not quite right with him, well, what could it possibly be? And straight away you're like, yeah, that guy's not right. And the plot is so plodding and exposition led that there's no character work. You just don't feel anything. You don't feel there's any suspense, any tension. I mean, take for example the thing which it most wants to be, Lord of the Rings. Now, I'm not a big fan of Lord of the Rings, I'll be honest with you, but I do appreciate it. And I appreciate the fact that, over 3 hours you get character build up, each character gets their moment, we're following their journey, and things kind of evolve naturally. So when you get to the end and you get to a cliffhanger, you're like, want to see more of that? Yep, I do. Warcraft just comes along and goes, you know what? I'm going to tell you about this cup. And then I'm going to tell you about this phone. And then I'm going to tell you about these glasses cases. And I'm going to tell you about this chocolate box thing, which seems to be a charger of some kind. It just comes along and it just tells you stuff over and over again. These are the orcs. These are the humans. These are the elves. These are things that are happening. This is Azeroth. This is not Azeroth. These people are infected by the Fell. These people are really infected by the Fell. These people have honor. And then all of a sudden, the story might go, well, actually, we need a bit of sympathy now. So the orcs have to suddenly turn on each other. And then as soon as they turn on each other, they turn back again. Every character just flip-flops. And so what happens is, by the end of 2.5 hours, you're sat there thinking, all I've done is read the Wikipedia page of Warcraft in 3D. And it's plodding and tedious and dull, and it's just a series of exposition scenes one after another, with occasionally a fight or two, and then suddenly nonsensical plot device will happen because that's the only way we're going to get this plot to move along. We're going to have a secret meeting. Suddenly, secret meeting is ambushed and betrayed by someone. Who was it betrayed by? That guy. Really? He seemed perfectly fine 5 minutes ago when we were having the, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom conversation with Short Round on the cliff. Fortune and glory, kid. Nope, actually I don't want anything to do with that. I want out. Thanks. And he's like, what? And the whole film is like this. It's super colourful. The effects work in some places is astounding. I mean, not as good as what we've seen since with things like Rogue One or The Arrival even, but it was, it's pretty damn amazing, some of it. And yet I just sat there looking at it like, I'm watching Cutscene the movie. Overall, Warcraft, if you're into it, if you already know the lore, some of this stuff will either annoy you or tickle your little nostalgia buttons. And if you don't know it, you'll come away no wiser, because you would have figured the entire story out in the first 5 minutes, and 2 hours later you'll be sitting there going, and by the time the film goes, hey, that's all established, see you next time, folks, you'll be thinking, nope, no I won't. I will be doing something else, like my tax returns. There you go, that's Warcraft. I would give that, if we have to give it scores, do we have to give it scores? I'm going to give this, out of an A to E, let's do it like that, I'm going to give this a D. It's not the worst film I've ever seen, certainly not an E-. Is nothing terrible. It's not Birdemic or Kirk Cameron Saves Christmas, but it is boring. And even in its most spectacular moments, with its best special effects, with its most florid, cheesy, hail thou shalt not move kind of sort of eulogizing, it's really quite boring. So there you go. Hope you like this. If you do, maybe I'll make some more. I don't know. Maybe I can't even be bothered to edit this. We'll see. So, until next time, thanks for watching. Do subscribe. Do go and listen to us on the actual podcast, which is the Blackdog podcast, which you can find on iTunes. Join us on our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/the Blackdog podcast. And yeah, also you can find the other older archived episodes kind of down there, I guess. I'm not really very good at this YouTube thing, but down there somewhere is a Blackdog archive. You can listen to the podcast there as well. So, until then, take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.